For a very long time, my brother would always ask me, why would I speak out on injustices? Why would I risk separating my audience? Or, if I'm working on a set, or I have students or whatever, that speaking out against injustice could, divide, could prevent me from getting a job or alienate a fan base. And I understood the question from someone who is not in the arts, not in the experience. And because they think it's just a career. They think it's just that being an artist, being an actor is just or a director is just a career choice, that it's about me, or he likes to be on stage and he likes the attention to be around him. It's actually never been further from the truth. Yes, I was able to make a career out of it, and but it wasn't the stories that I want to tell. The stories that I wanted to tell were emblematic. They were narratives that exposed and presented and reflected the human experience, the human condition. And so for the longest time, I utilized my desire to bring people together, to tell stories, to inspire and empower people. That was the medium in which I would do it. The stage productions that I did in New York or Los Angeles, the films that I did, the work that's with the actors and the writers that I've taught. What they learn is that it's not about the career. It's the career is a byproduct. The money is a byproduct. The fan, the money, the fame, that's the byproduct of affecting people, of utilizing your talents to express something that is woven into the fabric of the human experience, so that people can feel inspired and empowered. So I could never separate it. When I would work with students and they would, have a hard time memorizing a certain line, or a hard time like utilizing their energy and or expressing themselves or taking up space, it's because there's something underneath that's preventing them from doing that. There's a block that they have. There's an emotional block. And we discover is that emotional block stems from a place and time in their life experience where they were told that their emotions should be silenced, or that they shouldn't use their voice because their voice didn't matter. And so sometimes people can't memorize certain lines or have engaging conflict in a conversation because they avoid conflict. They're parallel. The desire to tell story, the desire to be on stage or bring people together in a theater or into a classroom or an event, to share a story, at a movie screening or at a film festival. It's to inspire people. It's to reflect the human experience so that you can see yourself in it. And I've had other people, say, how can you share your... Because people think politics is something that they're separated from. And we see now that it's wholly not true. Politics is in your job. It's in your career. It is in your system it's in your family. It is part of the overall, it is part of the overall system of living. So it's essential. It is essential that we use our voice. The artists are the ones that transform history. The artists are the ones that expose. The artists are the ones that write about it. The artists are the ones that reflect the human experience in such a subtle way that it meets you on a visceral, unconscious, quite often through symbols, unconscious level. The greatest artists of our time and of history, it wasn't just their words. It wasn't the way a character would express something. It was the deep beingness, the deep unconscious exposing of the human experience. And that's why I've never been able to separate it, because how we believe a political system should run says something about how we were raised, how we educated ourselves, how we informed ourselves, how we saw other people. That's the it is part of who you are. It is just part of who you are. You can't separate it. So there's that. I just wanted to add to that because I got cut off earlier. And this has come up a lot, and it came up with how Mark Ruffalo was expressing himself on the red carpets. When you are an actor, I mean, I remember being on the red carpet and someone literally asked me about my sexuality. I remember being asked a lot of different questions about my personal life. And that is something I can pick and choose. You know something, you don't know something, and Mark Ruffalo was having a difficult time because he wanted to be there and enjoy. He wanted to be there. And you can see with the Kennedy Center and the things that are happening that if the artist doesn't speak out, that's the first thing that goes, as we see. So there was a comment earlier on someone else's channel, and it was saying something to the effect of, let actors act. Well, and don't get into politics, and don't use your voice or whatever. And I hear it a lot. I hear it and I see it a lot. The thing is, the people that transformed, and I said this at the beginning, the people that transformed, that held a mirror, that informed us of history, and this is the big thing, is that those books that you don't want to read were created by artists. The books that you want to ban were written by artists. The plays that you may or may not have ever seen, but go see Spider-Man, the musical. Those plays by these incredible writers they're wanting to take them away. So it's a benign conversation to ask an artist to not have input, because we understand the human condition and human experience better than most people. So that's the point of this video. I know it was long-winded. I wanted to be precise with it. Take it however you want to.